Welcome to the Fantasy Football Prophet podcast, hosted by Craig Phillips and Jeff Torrey. Visit us at fantasyfootballprophet.com. And now your hosts, Craig and Jeff.
Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Football Prophet podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And today it's week 6 rankings, moving on in the season. Starting to get an idea of where players should be, and maybe I'm finally like some guys that say I might have liked in the preseason and stuff. I've just kind of given up on, and they can just go down the ranks now. I don't know about you, Jeff. Probably did the same thing on some of these guys.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago with a few of them.
just starting to finally give up on some people. But we'll go over all of that here real quickly. But before we do that, make sure you guys go follow us on Twitter at the FF Prophet. Go to our Instagram page, Fantasy Football Prophet, or Patreon. You can become a supporter of the show. Patreon.com/fantasyfootballprophet, or go to YouTube. We got a bunch videos going on out there. New stuff every week, not just a podcast. So check us out there. So you probably can guess it's youtube.com/fantasyfootballprophet. So rankings. Actually, before we get into the ranks, we should talk about some of the news that's happened since we last did an episode the other day. Jay Ajayi out for the year with ACL injury. We've got a lot of questions that have come in. Wendell Smallwood or Corey Clement. Now, Jeff, I know you can see the future, so you know which one it is, because I have no clue.
Yeah, let me grab my crystal ball here. Yeah, no, I don't really know. If I had to throw a name out there, I guess this week I would try Smallwood, but you can make an argument for either one. I truly do not know.
And it's more of the fact that Clement was hurt last week. So,
yeah.
And Smallwood looked pretty good. In reality, they've both kind of looked decent this year. They haven't, they're not special. My worry is it's like just going to be a split.
Yeah, I think that's what it'll be.
Yeah. In reality, none of them are going to be extremely valuable. You're going to pay a lot more in waiver wire than they're probably going to be worth. If one of those guys gets hurt, then the other one probably helps. But by then Sproles comes back, and then it's just a mix again, right?
What do you think about this news? I know we don't talk about speculation that much, but we were joking earlier before the show. You sent me a trade. It's been floated that LaShawn McCoy might be traded to the Eagles.
I mean, I doubt it would happen, but I'd love if it happened, because McCoy's still good.
Yeah, very good.
He's good. It's just he's in a terrible situation. He looks good when he plays for the most part. He's in a very bad spot where he's going to be able to put together some games, but for the most part he's going to be bottled up and not be able to do much. So I really hope that happens.
I do too. And actually, to me, it makes a lot of sense. I know people were talking about Le'Veon Bell going there, which they would have to give up an enormous amount to get him, and just to sign him would be a lot of money. But McCoy,
come back to where
a back at the kind of end of his career. He's still very good. You probably wouldn't have to give a king's ransom by any means to get him. I think it makes a lot of sense. So I'm pulling for that one. I
think it makes sense for both teams, because what do the Bills need him for? Need an aging running back for at this point? They don't.
No, not at all.
So why not just get a draft pick for him?
Yeah, I think it's a good play.
I mean, it can't be much of a draft pick either. I mean, what did Ajayi get last year? Like a 4th to get Ajayi? To get a young back?
Who had proven that he was good.
I mean, it really probably won't take much. I hope it happens. I mean, I doubt it will, but it would be really nice to see. So talk about aging running backs. Jamal Charles signed with Jacksonville.
Are you excited at all about that one?
No, I love Jamal Charles. I did. He was one of my favorite players on my teams there for a few years. But yeah, it's just depth because Fournette's hurt and now Corey Grant's out for the year, so they need something there. Yeldon's still going to be the guy right now until Fournette comes back, which hopefully happens in week 7. He's going to be out week 6 already. We know that.
Yep.
So hopefully in week 7. But yeah, Charles is just there for a little bit of depth. I do want to see him play a little bit. I want to see if the guy still has something, which didn't seem like it last year. So hopefully, it'd be cool. But I doubt he really has much left. But all right, that's about it for the main news, unless you got anything else there. Nothing major.
Nah, nothing major.
It really isn't. It's kind of a lull in the season right now, I guess, with that kind of stuff. Just injuries all over the place. Just random injuries. We don't know if Brandon Cooks will play this week. That's a big one in our ranks because I don't know. Don't know if he's out or not. Cooper Kupp. These concussion things, you just don't know anymore. So we'll wait and see. I did put Cooks in my rankings actually, just because.
I put both of them in there, but
I can change them.
Yeah, I kind of put them in a spot where I can pull them out, and it's not a big deal.
So quarterbacks, this is always quarterbacks are so interchangeable right now. I put Rodgers 1, Mahomes 2, Brady 3, Matt Ryan 4, and Deshaun Watson is my 5th against Buffalo, just because it's against Buffalo. And I guess I shouldn't say that Buffalo's 2 and 3. So
yeah, and their defense is not bad.
But Deshaun's been pretty decent.
He's been putting up good fantasy numbers, even when you don't think that he's been playing the best football. But he's starting to come around. I think he's starting to come back to where we maybe not drafted him at quite yet, but up near that.
And I went with Rodgers 1 because I think he looked healthy again. He looks like he's back from that knee injury, whatever it was. So I'm going to probably always put Aaron Rodgers ahead of Patrick Mahomes. That's just how I'm going to do it the rest of the year. It's probably going to be 1-2 right there, but it's always going to be Rodgers ahead of him. I think Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league. So, and decent matchup.
Yep, I believe that he is. But at the same time,
you put him 4th.
I put him 4th. And I mean, the truth is, there's so many quarterbacks doing so well right now.
So many Aaron Rodgers out there.
But I mean, at the same time, I did put Patrick Mahomes number 1. The kid has been playing unbelievable. But even then, I put Tom Brady. He looked really, really good. He's going against KC. Once again, going into the idea that it's going to be a shootout doesn't always work out. But these two teams can put up numbers, so I'm going to buy into it. And then Matt Ryan going against Tampa Bay, a Tampa Bay team that can't stop anyone from throwing. He kind of had a down week. He had like 17, 16 points last week. I think he's going to bounce back. He'll be good. And then I put Aaron Rodgers.
I almost hesitated to put Matt Ryan up here after he just kind of screwed us last week after ranking him so high.
Yeah.
I put him number 1 last week.
I mean, that's actually
but
quite
the matchup's
poetic.
too good.
Yeah, it's
okay,
amazing.
Speaking of Tampa, Jameis Winston comes in with a great matchup. Atlanta's been terrible on defense. This should be a shootout.
Yeah,
should be
a shootout.
Yeah. And so I rank Jameis 10th.
I have him 10th as well,
which is actually 3 spots below consensus. Has him at 7.
Okay, that I feel like
if he had been playing all year, right, I would have jumped him up. I can't.
I mean, the only game we saw him against was Chicago. I know they have an unbelievable defense, but look, I don't know. He played one game and then he went on to a bye, and the only reason I put him up this high, if not, I would have definitely dropped him way, way, way down. But that Tampa Bay cannot run the ball at all. And they're going to go against someone who can put up a lot of points. So I think he's going to be throwing just a ton. So even if he doesn't play particularly good football, I think he can put up a very solid fantasy day. That's why he made it 10th. But honestly, because we haven't seen him play a whole lot, if you really wanted to put someone like Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, who have been doing well, I wouldn't argue with you that heavily.
Yeah. I have him ahead of Wentz and Russell Wilson and Phillip Rivers and Andrew Luck and
a lot of people that have been doing well.
And it's just the matchup is so good. I feel like this is a shootout of a game. It's weird. And Jameis, I think he's good. I think he's a good quarterback. We hope he's a good quarterback. He hasn't really ever lived up to our expectations. So hopefully this should be a shootout. I want some big points because I own a few Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Right. Yeah, especially Mike Evans.
And I'm playing against you.
Yeah, so. You are. We're going against each other this week. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't even need the win.
No, I don't. But
you're 5-0. You're fine.
You do, and
I do very badly.
I really want to crush your spirit a little bit. I want to make it interesting because you always claw your way back in it, even when you have slow starts.
I've never missed the playoffs in all 8 years of our league.
Yeah, so I would like to aid. Hopefully, maybe this will be the first year.
No,
but this is what I would like to. That's the last thing about quarterbacks. I mean, the fact that. Literally, I can go 15 quarterbacks deep and feel really good about it. It's insane.
With bye weeks.
Yeah, with bye weeks. And that is me putting up, Jameis Winston, who hasn't played up into because of the good matchup. But Andrew Luck is my 15th. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Right? He's well, what is he? 4? Oh, yeah, because you put Andy Dalton up there a little bit. I don't believe in him anymore. I did last week. You saw our little YouTube clip. I said he's for real, maybe. And he's not for real.
He definitely hurt us. But once again, he's going against Pitt. They haven't been able to. Well, they have last week, but they didn't look particularly good against the pass. And once again, if Pitt puts up numbers, I think Dalton will. And I really do. I think he's fine. Everyone has down weeks.
Yeah, so that's crazy. You have 15 guys you'd play, and Breeze and Stafford are on bye weeks this week. So
yeah,
it would have been crazy. 17 quarters. And The other quarterbacks are just dependent on matchup, and you'd be able to play them too. And
Oh, yeah.
so, all right, running back time. Move over to the running backs. And no surprise, I put Todd Gurley number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. He's that good. He's going to score touchdowns. So he deserves to be number 1. Look what Crowell and Powell just did to Denver's run defense. They just blistered. It was terrible. What happened to Denver?
No idea.
Remember this, like, just a couple of years ago? Denver was just the scary team you never played your players against.
Yeah.
How the NFL changes so quickly.
It is. It's so. I mean, you still have Von Miller. You still have some really key pieces that are in place there, and they just, aren't the same defense.
I mean, I'm not even scared of really anybody. Jacksonville is still the like maybe the best, but they don't scare me like they did. I did drop Zeke to 4. I put him 4th this week.
I actually put him 8.
Ooh, no.
I get it, but
Jacksonville's not that good.
I mean, they're pretty darn good. It's not the fact that Jacksonville is the most dominant team of all time. I think it's the fact that Dallas is a bad offense, and Elliott is the only guy they do it. If they key on him, which last week they did, and they just keep him out of the end zone and make his life miserable running the ball.
True. If the repeat last week wasn't great.
And Jacksonville is more capable of doing it than, any of the other teams he's going to face. So
Jacksonville's about 6th best right now against running backs this year. So,
yeah. And let's be honest, it's not like you're going to, with those CBs, you're going to have one CB guarding 2 wide receivers. That's how bad they are right now.
I put Melvin Gordon 2. He's just been good.
Yeah.
Barkley 3.
Great.
Barkley, he's living up to the hype. He's living up to the draft position. A rookie drafted the high. I think he really is living up to it.
And he's catching a lot of balls too, which makes me feel a lot better.
And if it wasn't for that, he would be hurting a little bit more because the team isn't good. Odell and Barkley are good, but Eli just needs to go. Guys just doesn't have it anymore. He just doesn't. He doesn't have it. But there's no other option anyway. So what do you do? So James Conner, I said I put 6th. He had a big week last week, and I think decent matchup. He should keep playing well. Bengals, they're middle of the road team against the run, so no worries there. Christian McCaffrey, I skipped over Christian McCaffrey, who's my 5th. Just the volume he's going to get with catching the ball, running the ball. Redskins aren't scary again. Christian McCaffrey's good. So Joe Mixon, though, he made my top 10. You make your top 10 this week?
Oh, yeah.
8th for me. And probably 7th for you because you put him ahead of Zeke.
I did.
So Joe Mixon ahead of Zeke.
Yep.
And I don't know if he's that good. Steelers are 4th best against the run this year.
I don't know. They're giving him the quantity, and they can pass the ball. I think he will. He'll do fine. Actually,
I don't know.
Okay. Give him at 8.
Okay, this is who Steelers are, the 4th best right now against the run. But this is who they've played. Cleveland in week 1. Okay, Hyde's been fine, but that was the best. That was the worst they were against run. Kansas City week 2, which they were just throwing the ball around. Tampa week 3, so Peyton Barber.
Yeah, they can't run the ball.
Baltimore week 4. We all know Alex Collins is a worthless NFL football player, right? I think he's proving my point.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We'll just say that.
Somebody else, it might be in one of our leagues, was trying to tell me Alex Collins wasn't that bad today in a text message.
I know. I agreed when he said he was better than Buck Allen.
Of course he's better than Buck Allen. It's not hard to be better than Buck Allen. But Alex Collins isn't good. He's not good. I don't think Baltimore's misusing him. I just think they're using him correctly because they know he's not good and they don't want to trust him because he's not trustable. So if you could trade Alex Collins and get anything worth of value right now, trade him. He's just not good. He just should be happy Kenneth Dixon isn't around. So terrible football player. And they played Atlanta, which was using a weird mixture of Freeman and Coleman. And Coleman's not as good as I thought he was.
He hasn't lived up to the hype this year.
No,
he usually I'm always impressed by him whenever I see him run, but he had an opportunity and he kind of blew it.
I've always been a bigger Coleman guy, thinking that once he finally gets opportunity, and maybe that would happen next year if he goes something. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Makes you appreciate Freeman a lot more. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think they just need to use Freeman like they did a few years ago. We'll see what that's going to be like.
God, I hope so. I've been waiting for him to come back in a few leagues. Oh my gosh.
Right? I have him in a couple too because he got him in a good spot in drafts, and the injuries kind of killed him. I did put him 16th this week. I think he's going to get more of a workload and be up there. Devontae Freeman.
I put him 12th.
Okay.
I mean, this is my thing. I'm starting to get into this area where I don't trust a whole lot of running backs.
Oh God, it's ugly after the top.
Right. So that's why I was like, no, I'm going to go Freeman because it's, I don't know, Tampa.
Like you can't even get out of the top 10 before you're. Jeff, you have TJ Yeldon 10th.
I know. I hate myself for it. But he did well. He's been doing well.
I mean, it's just ugly.
But but look at that. After that, it drops off. Devontae Freeman, who's been hurt, and then I have
you got James White up there.
James White, which I love.
Oh man.
Oh, actually, this is a good question. I know we're just going to jump around. Here, finish your top 10 real quick.
I don't even know where I was,
and then I'll jump out. Just start at number 6.
James Conner was 6. Kareem Hunt was 7. Joe Mixon 8. David Johnson 9, and Sony Michel number 10.
Okay, well that actually will start my question, but to finish mine out real quick. Or I don't know if I said, so I'll just go through the top 10 real quick. Gurley, Gordon, Barkley, McCaffrey, Hunt. Not that crazy. Connor, Mixon, Elliott at number 8. I know people hate me for that. David Johnson, number 9. And then TJ Yeldon, the surprise candidate. But how are you ranking Sony Michel and James White?
I'm still ranking. Okay, White's 15th. So Michel's 10th. White's 15th.
Okay.
I have to come around on White. I finally have to. It's been... This is now the week where it won't happen. Now that I decided to buy into it.
Screwed us off.
This is what happens when you buy into it finally. Like Crowell finally made my top 20. Was the first time he's made my top 20 even, which I know that's a foolish thing.
Kiss of death.
He's not going to be good. What did he do in week 4? Had like 3 yards. Wasn't that like he had like 3 yards?
Let me find out real quick.
Yeah, I swear he had like 3 yards.
Crowell. Oh yeah, 3 yards. Yeah, 4 carries.
So he just goes nuts in week 5, and all of a sudden he's just a startable. You just plug him in.
I see a trend. Crowell. I see a trend happening here, and maybe we should just ride it. 22 points, 4, 17, 0.3, 29.
He's the Amari Cooper of running backs.
Yeah, I think that's really that's hurtful to Amari Cooper.
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe Amari Cooper would be very happy about that.
You know what? I think they both suck.
There we go.
I hate players today. I don't know if you've noticed that. That's the theme. A lot of people suck. I don't know what to do with them. Okay, one guy who I wish I could rank higher. I just can't. It's Aaron Jones. He came in at 23 for me. I don't know when Green Bay is going to wake up to the fact. Not Green Bay. It's just Mike McCarthy. It's pretty much everyone else, I think, believes Aaron Jones is the best running back there. So he's 23rd for me, but this guy should be a top 15 guy. Easily. If he just got the workload, but he's not. So,
yeah. Once again,
you have to see it.
Aaron Jones, I mean, when he came back, I did say you have to wait a few weeks in order to really see what he's capable of. And last week, Detroit had just got away from him, and they got down really quick, which I wasn't expecting. So I think that San Francisco will be the game where he gets over, he gets 15 touches, say, and he can actually show what he's capable of. So
I hope.
I'm not giving up on him by any means, but you're right. I'm moving him up a little bit. F that.
Another situation where I think it's becoming clearer and clearer and clearer. There's a big divide between the players. It's Phillip Lindsay, who I ranked 22nd, and Royce Freeman, who I ranked 34th. It's funny how the undrafted guy is clearly outplaying the guy who was drafted and is supposed to be the guy. Lindsay's better. He's a better running back.
He is.
He's just better.
He has been playing better.
In 5 weeks in, and we know that. I mean, he can offer more to the team than Royce Freeman can. Royce Freeman just really can't offer a lot. The only reason he even stays up in our ranks like he is even in the 30s is because of the touchdown potential. He's going to score some touchdowns. That's what he's going to do, but he's not living up to what we thought maybe he could be. It's just not happening. But that seems to be the case with most of these rookies, except for, Barkley's just amazing, but he's a different category anyway. But yeah. Rashad Penny, non-existent.
Nope.
He's a third option now behind Mike Davis and Chris Carson. That's just... Well, Chris Carson's obviously ranked higher.
Penny definitely. Guys got hurt. But, if you look at... I think Kerryon Johnson is coming around. I wish they would use him a little more. He looks all right. But Sony Michel looks like he's going to prove his weight as well. And then Chubb, he's just stuck in a backfield that he can't play. So I'm not going to be too hard on him yet. But Penny, there is no reason why he shouldn't be playing.
I feel like he could do what those two are doing.
Yeah.
I think.
What?
Mike Davis special? No.
No.
But he's looked pretty good these last 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Carson, is he special? I mean, no. I mean,
no. Oh, again, you know what? For some reason, every week, these are standard scoring rankings. We get crap for Chris Thompson rank. I don't understand. I ranked him this week 26th. This is this weird thing that every week we get crap for where we rank him. Do you get it? I mean,
no. Why? I don't know. Why would I?
Like, we get every week. The comments are Chris Thompson should be higher. Chris Thompson should be higher. Washington's going to be in a shootout. They're going to have to use Chris Thompson. Look at, they got way down this past week.
Is Washington ever in a shootout?
I mean, can Alex Smith, get a shootout going? I feels like he can't. I think last year was a fluke season. So Chris Thompson, I don't care about Chris Thompson.
No, I mean,
you can't predict the game where he's going to be. He's going to have a big game. He's going to have some big games. He's had them, but there's so many of these nothing games too. Sorry, I'll be wrong on him at times because I'll be wrong.
Yeah, and you look at the best game he had was when they weren't playing AP.
Yeah, week 1.
Yeah.
And after that, he's done nothing.
I mean, week 2, he caught 13 balls for 92 yards, so he had a good one. But after that, no. And I know he had a bye week too, so don't call me out on that. But he's just a guy. He's just a guy that I think is streamable, but I'm never excited about him.
No, so save me your Chris Thompson hate. The hate for Chris Thompson. I don't think. Come on, it's just.
Dude, I'm enjoying this. What is this curmudgeon Craig going on?
I'm 2-3, now. Jeff.
Life is rough.
2-3. It's rough. It is rough. 2-3. I mean, I'm doing well in all of my other leagues. It's just the one that matters the most to us.
Yeah.
I mean, in our Instagram experts league, I'm 5-0. Scott Fishbowl 4-1. Feeling good. In our other league, the league we have, I'm 4-1, playing great. It's just the one that matters.
Yep.
I think everyone has that. Everyone's in multiple leagues, but there's one that just matters the most.
One that you care about above all.
I'm 2-3.
There was it was 2 years ago when out of our 3 main leagues that we were in outside of anything for the podcast, I won 2 titles.
Did it even matter?
And I lost in the first round of the other one, and I was so upset. It didn't matter. It took it away because that one is all.
Unless I
don't
win,
want to say all I care about.
Unless I win in the secondary league this year, that's where I'll say that's all that matters. No, I can't even fake that.
No, we can.
All right. Wide receivers. Again, top guys are top guys for me. They're clearly top guys. Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, Odell Beckham for me, top 4. And you have similar, but you throw AJ up there, I see.
Yeah, he's been doing great. Pittsburgh, once again, can't stop it. I'm also higher on Dalton, so I think they go hand in hand a little bit.
I put AJ 7th, but he had to be passed up by Mike Evans at number 5, which I'm always the highest on Mike Evans every week. And Devontae Adams jumped to number 6 for me. But that's, again, me ranking Rodgers 1, thinking it's going to be a big week. Mm-hmm. I put Devontae Adams there. Yeah, Green was 7. Adam Thielen 8. So he's just been good. Diggs I did put 9. And Tyreek Hill 10. So where'd Adam Thielen end up for you?
6th.
He's been good.
I
still think Diggs is a better wide receiver.
I don't. I mean, I actually am going to win this one. I said Thielen. You said Diggs. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be as Diggs is right there. He's right there.
Diggs is pretty good.
What is he ranked right now overall? Because Thielen is number 1 in standard, and Diggs is number 11. So in striking distance for sure. I mean, one game, really, big game.
They're both good.
They're unbelievable. And really, I thought Thielen was safer, so maybe I went that way.
Are you worried at all about Keenan Allen?
Yes and no. At this point, when you draft anyone that high, you're getting a little worried. But the truth of the matter is he actually kind of did this last year as well. He does start off a little slow, and then he amps up. Mike Williams isn't getting enough targets or anything like that where it's going to really downgrade him. So I would on him, I think you just stay the course. There's no real other way you can go about him. And he is a very good play no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's pretty much, you just got to just roll with it and hope it turns around to become like last year here too. Because he's still way up there in targets. I mean, he's top 15 in targets probably for the year with 45. He's up there. Yeah. He's fine. No worries.
Yeah. If he can get into the end zone a little more, he'll skyrocket.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much the difference right now.
then I'm looking at targets here, and man, you got a player like Michael Thomas has just this. I find this funny. He has 49 targets. So Michael Thomas isn't up near the top really in targets. He's about, 10 between 10 and 15. 49 targets, but he has 46 catches off 49 targets. You got John Brown.
Freak,
John Brown only has 5 less targets than Michael Thomas, but he only has 19 catches.
I think that
It's a much different ball being thrown to him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's different money yards. It's just kind of 46 out of 49 targets. He's got
one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time.
That shows the difference between having Drew Brees and having Joe Flacco.
And let's be honest, it's also Michael Thomas compared to John Brown. I like John Brown, but Michael Thomas is just a different type of athlete.
I'm looking at some of these players. I mean, a lot of them are the same. We don't know where to rank Brandon Cooks. If he's healthy and playing, I'd rank him 13th. But that's if I just did to start the week there. Obviously, that'll change if we know more. And
I started both him and Cup outside. I put them 30, 31, 32, and then I'm going to move them up as I hear news about him.
So I put Tyler Boyd in my top 20 despite having the poor week. It's just, I think, going against Pittsburgh. And I didn't see where you ranked him yet, but I'm assuming if you like Dalton.
I have him 14th.
Okay. Well, let's hope so.
He did.
I'm going against you with him.
I feel like everyone is, maybe I should move him down. I feel like everyone is just, they have a down week and you can't just completely jump off. The same reason if they have one good week, you can't jump on the bandwagon. Crazy. Yep. So I'm trying to ride the middle, and this week,
it's so,
in my entire rankings, this one is just kind of go for the proven guy. Like, don't try to read too much into it. I know I will go, especially quarterbacks. Everyone's doing well, so I'm like, I'm going to do the matchup thing. When I hit wide receivers, I'm just locking and loading the guys I believe in.
Because after we get around the top 10 to 15, I just don't know. I don't know. It's just, it can go a million different ways.
Yeah, exactly. Here's some big names. This might be a little more helpful. Where do you have Calvin Ridley?
Ridley is 23rd for me.
Okay.
It's a good matchup, but
and he's 18th for me.
I think he's the third in that team in targets going to be. I think Sanu is still ahead of him. So I didn't rank Sanu ahead of him, but I think Sanu will get more targets than him. I just think Ridley has the better touchdown potential and going to be the better player overall, but he's not getting a lot of targets yet, it feels like.
No. And if you saw our video on YouTube, plug. Yep. We just talked about it. It was a ridiculous, percentage of catches we're going for touchdowns, and we just don't think that can, keep going. So until he starts increasing that just volume, I don't think he's a weekly top 10 guy by any means.
No, because he's only had 27 targets on the year. He has 2 more targets than Laquan Treadwell. That's it. That's it. I mean, he has less targets than Taylor Gabriel, and Taylor Gabriel has had a bye week.
Here's a question. Because of his incredibly hot start, would you consider trading Calvin Ridley?
I would.
What would you be looking to get for him?
I need a player that I can play right away. It just means a starter. I need a starter because Ridley, the potential's too much yet. I need a wide receiver starter.
Give me like an idea, like a lower one on your rankings of someone that you would actually trade for him.
I'm trying to see who would be a player that somebody might actually.
Alshon Jeffrey.
I would actually want Alshon. I think he's just safer, and I want that.
Will Fuller.
They're the same to me. I think Fuller's probably better. I don't know why. I just really, he got a lot of touchdowns, and that's.
Yeah.
I think I would rather have.
What about Tyler Boyd? I think some people would.
I think it's a close one. I don't think I'd make the trade. Like, I don't think I would actually pull the trigger and trade him away. But I think I'd want. Ridley just has that touchdown potential is there, but he's
definitely there. Here's one. I know you love this guy, and this might be one of them. Well, he's up there though. I mean, he's definitely up there. I mean, what is he ranked right now? He's ranked number 13th, but Galladay.
I want Galladay all day long. All day.
Yeah, go ahead and sing his praises for a moment because.
Oh no, Galladay's amazing. I'm just telling you, this guy. I already know my 2019 rankings, and Galladay's 7th. I don't know who's 6. I don't know who 1 through 6 is. I don't know anything else. I don't know any of the other players, but I just know Galladay's 7th next year. That's how good this guy is. He's a superstar in the making right here. I'm no joke. He just is. He's that good. Shoot, I'm trying to get Galladay. Oh, shoot, I can't even talk about this. I want to get Galladay in our league. I just don't know what to offer because I think he's that good. I really do. This guy's man, I can't say it. This isn't some biased Lions fan homer here.
No.
I just think he's that good.
I was going to say, because we try to stay away from Lions as much as possible because we know what they do. What do you think by the end of the year? Do you think that Galladay is going to, production-wise, do you think you will see him make that breakout by the end of this fantasy season,
Yes.
we'll say?
I see myself ranking him in the top 10 by the end of the year.
So you're banking on that.
Oh, yeah.
That's big.
I think so. Oh, and I would trade Calvin Ridley for Julian Edelman.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Would you really?
Yes. 100%.
Why?
I believe in it. I feel it's safer. Targets will be there.
I'll give you the safety aspect of it, but
I take Edelman.
really?
Yep.
Edelman?
Edelman will beat Calvin Ridley for the rest of the season. This point forward. Week 6 on, Edelman will outscore Calvin Ridley. Yep.
All right.
Yep. I think it's all go. All right. Tight ends real quick. Not much to talk about for me. Honestly. Really not. The top are the top. Like we say. Kelsey's my new number 1 every week. And probably the same for you, Kelsey, number 1.
He has been.
This is my top 4, which I think is going to be similar every week. It's Kelsey, Gronk, Ertz, George Kittle. Kittle's my 4.
Mine too.
And I like Kittle.
I like Kittle, and I like Kittle better than, the people underneath him are Graham, Cook. That's how sad it is, though. After Kittle, I should say after Graham, it drops off tremendously. You're talking about Jared Cook, Eric Ebron, Jordan Reed, Trey Burton, Cameron Brate, and those are mine.
Yeah, Brate's 8th for me this week.
Yeah, without OJ Howard, and and obviously Jameis Winston had a good hookup with him last year, but that is an incredible fall off. And to be honest, those top 4 are the only ones that excite me. I think Jimmy Graham he's just okay.
I don't think he's not the same Jimmy Graham. That's for sure. He's going to be up here because he's in Aaron Rodgers' offense. He's going to get some targets, but he is actually ranked below Eric Ebron for me. Eric Ebron's up to 6th. I have Jordan Reed's 5th for some reason. I don't know why. I don't.
He hasn't produced, but yeah. Right here, it doesn't even matter.
They all suck. But Eric Ebron is 6th.
He's been producing.
Man,
hate him, but he's been producing.
I still hate the guy.
Yeah. Where do you have Jared Cook?
9th.
Okay.
Again, he's going to have...
he's up and down.
He's going to have big weeks yet this year. We just don't know when.
I just keep averaging him out because I know everyone is up and down. So I'm like, who's going to have a bigger one eventually?
Yep.
Jared Cook.
I think it's going to do it for ranks. Unless you got anything more big time
to talk
about. Just Greg Olsen. Where'd you put Greg Olsen? Have you ranked him yet?
I don't... Is he going to play? Yeah, I put him 15th, but I'm kind of waiting. My question is, after... And this was our fault. We kind of jumped on the bandwagon. But Vance McDonald... Where do you have him?
15th. I still think there's something there.
I have him 14th.
But we'll see. Maybe not. If there's not anything there.
I hope. But yeah,
I just wanted another tight end that you could possibly use.
Yeah, I just want him to, get 5 balls thrown his way every game. Is
David Njoku, come on, keep jumping up, man. Let's go.
Yeah, he's moving up.
Touchdown actually this week. Let's get one. All right, that'll do it. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll have some trade questions from listeners, and we'll go over point spreads. I'm going to say it wasn't a good week for either of us. But we'll go over all of that tomorrow. Talk to you guys then.